You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mob Wives After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mob Wives After Show.
Hello, everyone. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another Mob Wives After Show for Mob Wives Season 2, Episode 4, titled If Books Could Kill. I'm your host, Keven Undergaro, and I am joined today by...
Grant Rutter, how are you?
Grant Rutter, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited. Cam is not with us because, unfortunately, we weren't able to tape yesterday. So, Cam, we're going to miss you, and I know you'll be back next week. Anyway, jumping into this, I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, here we go. It was a good break in the pace of how intense.
So
it's
intense. Right.
So it's been pretty good. Yeah, it was nice to see them partying a little bit.
Yeah, right. No, and you know, we're going to talk about it and with all the different topics we have, but even Renee, like between the weight loss and everything else, she just seems so much relaxed. And you know, we'll get into it, but you're right. It was a great break from the intensity. And because, you know, this is your first show with us, I want to get your thoughts before we dive into this episode. But to me, what I find incredible about this show is I've never seen reality like this reality. That's meaning true. This is real life, people being arrested, people being put in witness protection. The fact that Junior is now famous. I don't know where the heck he's going to be in protection. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, so I'd love to hear from you. Is it new to the studio? You know, tell me, do you feel the same way when you see this?
I do, because I thought the Real Housewives of New Jersey were pretty real when it came to that book that Danielle Staub had way back in the day.
Yes.
And so I thought that was, as real as reality TV could get, because it was a real crime. But I mean, this show really makes that little book from the 80s or wherever look like nothing.
Nothing.
So it really, it's very intense. I always say I have to strap on a seatbelt before I watch this show. I got to prepare.
Right.
But I mean, it's pretty intense. It's really real, I got to say. Everything you said is correct. I'm trying to think here how else you can put it. I mean, it's I feel like real. There's kids involved. I
mean, and just the fact that, there's literally a line of bodies that has led to this show. I mean,
that's true.
There's dead people involved. There's victims involved. And it's ongoing. And to see it, I think because people get carried away in the fun of it. You know, Renee's so over the top, and Big Ange is even way further over the top. That I don't think it gets the credit it deserves, at least in terms of impact. I don't know if there's, of course, opinions on that this shouldn't be glorified or not. I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying we've never seen anything like this.
No.
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. It's like, where is Junior right now? Where is Junior going to go?
I don't know. Can they send him out of the country? Or does it have to be, if he's in witness protection, have to be in the States?
I don't think they could send him out of the country because they kind of have to pay for him and set him up.
I don't know. He might have to get plastic surgery next to Big Ange. I don't know.
No, but we've actually discussed that. I think more than likely he will.
Yeah.
And even to that point, he kind of has plain features, so I don't know what you do. It's not like he's got like big ears or like big. I don't know what
he's an older man. He was balding.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with him.
Yeah,
and he's got that scar.
He's sitting somewhere with a big fake mustache.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. And we got the impression from last week the way AJ. I confused Big Ange's son is AJ, who's what's
AJ is Renee's son as well.
Renee's son as well. That's right. I think they have the same name. Okay, so I'm not being confused.
Yeah.
So when AJ was sitting there, he was like, Mom, you got to do what you have to do. It's your family. And I took it from his body language, the way he was saying it. He was like, Mom, you do you. You don't talk to Dad. He's the bad guy, whatever. And you know what? I'm going to do me. And he's my dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's grown up leaps and bounds over the past few months. I mean, he's entitled to be able to say that he doesn't really need his mother to kind of send him on the path of whatever he's feeling. So
no, we have one of the hosts here feels like he's the biggest victim. This is what he's grown up in. But I feel like he's gonna be in touch with the dad. And I actually think that, I don't know, crazy as it sounds, I feel like at some point in time, Renee would actually forgive him. At some point in time. Not right now.
Probably.
Maybe.
No, and seeing what we've seen of Renee and how the first thing she
Hot,
thought was
cold.
he couldn't cheat on her. That was the first thing that she thought of.
Right.
Like he was going to be away from women for 7 years or whatever. And she was so quick. Never mind the fact that he slipped out on her. But yeah, no, I bet that will come full circle with him. They'll both have books.
And again, yeah, well, I don't, I guess he could have a book because you need that 20-year kind of window or 10-year. It seems like now it'll change. But, Sammy the Bull, it was years before he came out. Henry Hill with Goodfellas, it was years before he was able to come out of hiding. But the way everything accelerates today, the way the mob is weaker, who knows? Maybe in 5 years, Junior will be back on the radar. Let's talk about Karen's book party. Okay, so we see Karen planning the book party, and to me, I got to see a genuine Karen genuinely happy. Like it looked like almost like the thorn was pulled from her paw.
It was just a good night. There was no
the usual drama, right. Usually when they have those events, it's the Renee I'm Alive party just turns into such a brawl. No, it was nice to see her be so happy.
And you know what it was? There was no one sitting in a corner. Like it wasn't like Renee and Drita in the corner like talking about what was going on. There wasn't any of that. It was just the party. They had the drama, I guess, of the event was around the press.
Right.
Well, two questions.
We talked about it in the news, but there are a lot of last week's news and gossip. There are people out there that are suing, and I think it was the same people who sued the father when he wrote his book. So there are people out there from the victims who say, you shouldn't be profiting off this, and we're entitled to money. And she thought she was going to have to face it. It seemed like the questions were soft, and it seemed that the producers of the show were trying to heighten it, make it seem like they were more intense, but they really weren't.
Yeah, I mean, there's a girl with a camera. There was not a real press.
No, it wasn't like the New York Times. No,
whatever.
It was a couple of web people, and they were throwing the softer questions, and they tried to make them intense, but she handled it well. I like what she says. She's like, I was a victim too of this, in a way she was, and it's her life.
It's a valid argument for her. It is.
And I have to say, if it were me, and I had a family to support, and I was kind of stuck with it, I would probably write it out too and write the book. Would you not, if you're in that position, would you not write the book? Would you see it as, or would you donate all the book to the victims? I mean, what would,
how? I have to really think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would write the book. I mean, I think I would do that. I really would, but I don't know what I would do with the proceeds. I haven't really thought that far.
Right.
I mean, I guess to save face, you'd have to give a percentage, but I mean,
or maybe,
where does
but then
it go?
That's what I'm saying. Where does it go? And sometimes by acknowledging that, you just make it a bigger problem.
That's true.
It's better to I think if you're gonna do it, you put the blinders on and you just go forward.
She's doing right.
And she said, she's like, I'm a victim too, and in a way she was. She had no choice.
Yeah.
She's born into father who God knows how many people he killed. Interesting to see her brother Gerard, who resembles Sammy the Bull. So that was kind of interesting. And again, another kind of victim in the whole thing. And by the way, when we say victims, we have to be completely transparent. They were involved, I think, with selling drugs in Arizona too.
Yes.
So it's not like they were totally innocent.
They took their time in the sun as well.
Yes. So, but I agree with you. It was fun. And to see Renee come in, Renee in his house. She
was on.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing, right?
Yep,
Just
she was
it was
on.
such a great moment.
It was a good moment, yeah, for her. Like, it was an on moment. Then next second she's off, but
She's
she was
off,
on for that second.
But she was
It
on
good.
for that. She was on for that. And by the way, for the most part, considering what's going on, Renee was pretty on for the whole episode.
Pretty much.
For what we know of her. So, and again, we'll get into that. We'll get into that later in the show because it's just so, as usual, so much Renee. So much Renee.
Yeah.
Now, what'd you think of the belly dancing? That was just fun.
Well, I said the same thing about Big Ange. What that Ramona made a comment on. She's just too top heavy. The right thing can't do it.
Yeah.
But she can laugh about it. So.
But here's where we and I know you're a fan of the show, but we call it the dick in the soup, meaning when the producers get involved and they stick their dick in the soup and kind of force their will onto the shows.
Yep.
But it's always these moments where, and now we're gonna belly dance, where the producers come up with this, and then they have, okay, we're gonna take a break from belly dancing, from pole vaulting, from stripper lessons. It's always that break,
Exactly.
and then the break is we settle down for the drama and the discussion.
Some wardrobe PA went out and got the little skirts from the
exactly.
to be belly dancing. And
Here
then
we are.
2 seconds later, they're on the floor.
And talking.
Yeah.
And nice comedic moment from our favorite Big Ange. And once again, Big Ange just is the matriarch, the godmother, the venerable one who's been there, done that. And she's just saying, listen, just basically what we're saying, just go forward, ignore everyone, do what you have to do.
I think Big Ange is very important to keeping not to keeping it on, but to keeping the show moving. They need someone that is not afraid to cross lines. I mean,
not afraid.
For a season, it was just like these two.
Attacking.
Much.
Right.
At least she can kind of give her perspective on either or, and she says it like it is. I always end up
says it
agreeing
like
with
it
her.
is, and is not reactionary.
No.
Doesn't let her emotions get in the way, and we all feel like they don't mess with her.
No,
there's
I
a
don't think they
respect
will.
because even seeing Drita be so tough, but man, they become like little kids around Big Ange.
Yeah. You know what? I think she's been there and done all of
Been there,
that.
done that, and
she's just
been there,
seasoned.
done it.
Yep.
And what we said about her was, she's got the most chops, she's got the most cred, if you want to put it that way, because she's not only the girls are either married into it, born into it, or both. She not only is all of those things, but was in it, meaning she was a gangster herself. She was banging heads with all of them.
Yep.
Being questioned, arrested, everything. So
Perfect for the show.
perfect. Listen, before we go on to our next topic, I'm going to tell you something about Amazon.
Please do. Tell me.
Okay, so Amazon.com. If you go to AfterBuzzTV.com, you're going to see a little logo there that says Amazon TV. Amazon.com. It's there because if you want to make an Amazon.com purchase, you can make it through our website.
Look at that.
If you do that, we get a little kickback. It's at no cost to you, and it keeps us going. And the thing is, what we always say at AfterBuzz here, we don't ask for money. We don't bore you with long commercials. We don't do any of that stuff. And yet, we're the largest new media platform on the web. We deliver the most content. And one of the reasons why we do 40 shows a week, one of the criticisms we get is that we don't do more. There's certain shows out there they want us to do, but we can only do so much. But for fans out there, if you're going to make an Amazon purchase, please go to AfterBuzzTV.com. You'll see a logo on the site. You click on that. It takes you right to Amazon, and you're off and running.
So easy.
So
you might
just,
as well.
Just a few seconds of work, no extra money on you, but it really, really helps us. So that's just my bit on that. And by the way, and then when you're done with that, tell a friend about us. Please keep spreading the word. All of it helps. And of course, for iTunes, if you can go to iTunes and comment or rate us, it really helps us there. It helps us with the people at iTunes. It's for years we thought it was the number of downloads that gives you great positioning on their site. It's not. It's actually the amount of comments.
That's what it is.
Because we have downloads from all over the world.
Yeah.
So talking to iTunes, they said, listen, you've got to get your fans rating and commenting. Anyway, that's my spiel. I'm going to get over it. What about Ramona and jewelry?
Oh, she's got $200,000 worth of jewelry sitting in Texas.
Right? You know, and again, she sits and talks with Renee, and again, we're seeing this calm Renee who's saying that's what they do.
Yeah.
And it is what they do. When they come in, when you've made the mistake of being wrong, to the feds, even the local police, but especially the feds. It's it. That's it. There's no. They don't fight a surgical war. They just come in, and everything's theirs.
So she's got this lawyer now. Do we really think she's ever going to see like
Tim Paratori?
Yeah.
They always have the Guido attorney, which I love. You know what?
What are the chances?
I think she's got a 30% chance of getting that stuff back.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna need a real good lawyer. I don't know about.
And it
I don't
ends
know
up.
him. Maybe
No,
he's
maybe he's good, but even still, it's just hard because when they want you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm Italian and maybe because I grew up around all this.
Me
But I
too.
know the old people always said, when they want you, that's it. They're gonna get you. So you're better off just kind of, I don't know, trying to go into damage control and taking the hit from them, but maybe not as hard. But I kind of believe that when they want you, they want you.
I mean, they even have the children's birth certificates. She's more worried about the St. Christopher medal, which is, her prerogative. Right. But I mean, they have all like documents and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be a long time. I think because of this show, it could help her more to get it back because she's not just going to be something lost
like a
in
number,
the system.
Yeah.
And if she is innocent, if she was just literally, that was her boyfriend and he was guilty, then I think, actually, let me say, I think 50% chance of getting it back because of this show. It puts her into a more important position and it puts a magnifying glass on the feds. Now, it could go in the reverse where the feds are so watched that they don't want to give her special treatment. We see that with a lot of celebrities that get arrested for parking tickets. They put them in jail, even though there's no room for them to be in jail. And even like the way Lindsay Lohan and Paris went to jail, or, for Lindsay, it seems like a few times.
Yeah.
What I've been told by attorneys, if it was me that was arrested or you, we wouldn't do time.
That's what I've heard.
There's no room in even the LA jail cells for them. But because they're in the spotlight, they have to make a statement because it'll look like favoritism. So this could work against her. I think it'll probably work for her. But if they want you, they want you. And and it's like they're mad at that guy, and now it's like F you. And this happens with a lot of IRS agents as well. Same with the FBI agents. They make decent salaries, but not a lot of money. And they see this opulent lifestyle, and it makes them very angry. And it gives them a bigger sense of purpose to say, we're going to just bring you down and take everything we can.
Then it could go the other way for her. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on the news and
see what
gossip.
happens. Well, we'll see how much she's involved.
Yeah.
And we don't know, I think racketeering and stuff, we don't know too much of her guy and what he was involved with.
No, I don't even know what she was charged with personally.
She was just with him, so it's one of those things, like I said, they don't fight a surgical war. They're like, nope, that's it. Clean the place. You're with him? Great. Put the cuffs on her. We'll ask questions later. We'll figure it out later. So anyway, fun little thing. The big thing, though, for me in this was Renee. And Junior's ratted on more people. Her best friend's husband. And I would have thought she would freak out more. And again, we're seeing a calmer Renee handling all this stuff.
It's good to see her so calm. It just makes me nervous because I know what happens. And she's... I feel for her. I do.
Yeah.
But yes, she's holding it together. She's trying to take a page out of Big Angela's book. Sometimes it seems like she's trying to be like that woman who's rose from the ashes.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm speechless because I've over her going from my life is over and last week and the many weeks to we see her thinner. She's lost 30 pounds. She looks better.
She's got makeup on the whole episode. The hair is done.
Yeah. And even when she wasn't made up, she had the glasses on, and but she looks better. So my question to you is it the weight loss that's made her calmer, or is it drugs? And if it is the weight loss, then is this kind of a form of narcissism on her part? To say, where it's like, hey, I look good, like whatever. Who cares that my son now no longer has a father? That my father is probably going to die in jail. Tell me what are your thoughts? Like, because I don't know. But these are questions I had as I was watching this.
I mean, luckily I have not had to deal with such grief, but from my perspective, I think she's just burned out. She's just tapped out. I mean, how many more tears can you cry after a while? I mean, when something so traumatic happens to you like that, you just keep replaying conversations or random things or what you could have done differently. And we've seen her on the episode, never mind it off camera, how many times, how many nights she's stayed up and thought of this. I mean, that happens before Thanksgiving. And so now we're into Christmas time. So while that is only a few weeks, I mean,
and you say something
consumed.
interesting, and she's dealt with this her whole life. This is not her, as we say, her first day at the rodeo.
So I think maybe she's just totally emotionally tapped out, and she has no choice but to go in a different direction. Now, of course, it's temporary, so we know she's not over it. You know, we know she's still dealing with it, but she's feeling as though she has to put up a front.
By the way, whatever the reason is, I actually think it's the healthy thing to do.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah, because what else can you do? If the damage is done, husband's gone, father's in jail, what are you going to do? Like right now, all you can do is be a good provider, a sane, stable mom, and for AJ and also for yourself. So actually, I'm glad. I think whatever the reason is, I think it's great.
She looks good. She's really grown. Like, I mean, for now.
Right. Well, for now, let's see if the trap door opens.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see.
It was a good change of pace for her.
Right. It's interesting too. We learned about Carla's her own Sweet 16 party just briefly. Her daughter's going to be 16, and she said that her dad had cases of Dom.
Yeah. And everyone was drunk.
Yeah, and she's like, I never saw Carla as the spoiled little Guido princess.
Yeah.
Because she seems the sweetest and most stable out of all of them.
I still feel like I'm learning stuff about her every week, especially now that this husband is back. Are they divorced? I'm not fully sure.
I don't know, right, whatever he is, but he's back.
Yeah, the man that's back in her life.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm still learning stuff about her every week. I don't know. I never really thought she was very tough, and now she's going around, talking all the bullshit that Renee's dealing with. So, and it just kept knocking Renee, even though Renee's already kind of down. So I was kind of surprised about that. She's a little rough.
Well, yeah, it's funny because Cam always says the same thing about her, that she kind of quietly gets her digs in. But I think Renee, they misinterpreted what she said. Last week. She was just saying, like, how could you not know? But obviously she did. If she knew it was the father was getting set up, she knows that.
Yeah.
She hopes, Renee would do something and stop it. But she's just saying you had to have known he was up to something, that he was being shady, because everyone around town was saying, what's up with Junior? What's up with Junior? What's up with Junior? That's all she was saying. And they got blown out of proportion. Yeah. But it was really brave of her. She confronted Renee, and she said, it really upsets me that you would think that. It's like, it's not what I did. It's not what I said. Of course I didn't mean that. I know better. I mean, I know you would never do that to your dad.
But before that confrontation, she was really, what's the word I can use, but she was really aggressive and strong towards that situation, and she was angry
with Drita
at Renee. No, I think.
No. Yes, at Renee. I'm saying when she was talking to Drita about it.
Yeah, and even in her confessionals, she was like, "I'm so tired of dealing with her and her BS and all this," and like. Given that Renee is down, I mean, do you think Carla kind of really amped it up? I don't know if it was for cameras or what, but I feel like her aggression towards that situation was a little too much given the scenario in the big picture.
Maybe, but consider the fact that she's been victimized by them in the past, where it's like Carla, where she's said like one or two things, and they all attacked her. And it's just like, I'm sick of it. And maybe she feels more empowered that her man's back, maybe.
Maybe.
Where she felt she could stand up to her. I thought it was interesting, though, the way, again, Renee took it.
She just sat there and said, she even said,
I was really happy. She said, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
First time.
Go, Renee.
Exclusive.
Yeah. But seriously.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
That's it. But I was really... I was really happy for her. She reacted like that, and like for her own life, I hope it keeps up.
She just sat there like this and just listened, and that's good for her.
And she extends the hand, and they shake. It's interesting, we didn't touch upon. We have to is the fact about Drita in the book.
Yes.
So Drita's in the book. I happen to think that Karen has every right to put her in the book. It's part of her journey. Number one, Number 2, it's part of her current journey. Exactly. And you want to sell books, and that's it.
You mean to tell me if you open that book, there's nowhere in italics that says Mob Wives VH1? I mean, of course it's in there.
Right. You have to have it there.
They're all in there. All these women.
You would totally let down your fans, your readers, if you didn't put it in there. And when I read that, when I just read that line or heard when she was doing the audiobook, the line where she said, and then this girl moved in with me named Drita, and you're with someone for 7 years. So, when you get, I think relationship-wise, when you get over that 1 or 2 year plateau, for me, I always say the 3 year plateau. You get over that 3 year plateau, it is a serious cemented relationship. And for her to be with this guy for 7 years, obviously she's going to be affected.
Yes.
That now he goes off, marries this roommate she brings in, and has kids with that person or whatever. I could see where that would affect her.
Yeah, it's
and I can see where she'd write about it.
I mean, the people who know the current people who know Karen Gravano know her relationship with Drita. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people are reading for too, to see how these women are going to come up. I mean,
you're going to read about, you're going to want it.
You're going to look for the names.
Again, I'm writing the book, and I've not to toot my own horn, but I've written a New York Times bestseller, and I know if I were to write this book, it would be, I would satisfy the Sammy the Bull the people who just love mafia stories. So I'd have all that in there. But then, the problem you're going to have is people who pick up this book are going to be her fan base from Mob Wives. And you've got to satisfy them too. So I think it's fine that she did it. And Drita was more upset when she heard about it last season. Oh, they're doing a book, blah, blah, blah. She seemed a little better. She basically said, I don't give an F, right?
Yeah, Drita said she didn't care either way. If she was in it, she just doesn't give an F. But, that's my question is, do you really believe that she straight up just does not care either way? Because I know if someone put my name in a book, I'd take a second look at it or a third look.
Right.
I mean, if someone's putting your name in print, I mean, even though it's all said and done, I mean, you're going to want to read it. I mean, your name is in it. If she claims she's not going to look at it, she doesn't care, there's no reason she doesn't care about Karen.
No, it's human nature.
Yeah, I mean,
very hard.
She's going to look at it. She probably owns a copy, please.
Yeah, right. And I could see where she'd be upset. But now, you know what, Treats? We got to go write you a book. That's it. That's all.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, we just got to get a book. You know what? You just have to do your own thing. Now you have your own book party or whatever.
In between the rapping and the music videos.
Well, we'll see that in predictions. But once again, we see her with Giselle, one of her daughters. And some of the other hosts here have been critical of that because they don't believe in bringing the kids onto the show and exposing them. I was thinking about it again today, and I've had mixed feelings on it. Personally, as someone who's been in this business longer than them, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I were new to the business like them, I probably would. Because I would be thinking in my brain, they want to be actors, the kids, they want to be in this business. This is an opportunity they're never going to get again. Maybe. They're never going to get this kind of exposure again. Why not give them the advantage? So I understand.
As a viewer, I want to see them. I think that's part of their how they're made up, like that their lifestyle. I do want to see them, but as a parent, I would have to really think hard before signing those release papers.
It's just what happens to. First of all, you're putting them in harm's way.
Yep.
Number one, and then number two, it's just what they grow into. My experience, what I see them grow into, it's just the child stars that grow up. They are just crazy.
I always
so entitled and just. So unrealistic, their view of the world, and so set up for failure.
Yeah, I always think of how it affects them at school. With if the teacher or the principal happens to watch the show, like what they think, and then how the parents talk to their kids and how the kids treat the kids who are in reality TV.
It affects them. Everyone caters to them, and then maybe you get the one that the teacher or the other student that's got a hair across their ass is like, I don't care who she is, she's not getting blah blah blah, and then goes the other way. I mean, it's a lot of good doesn't come out of it. But I see it innocent on Drita's part. As a viewer, I'm fine with it. And she looks like she is such a nice mom. She's really happy. And she's like, I feel like I'm having another kid. We're having a puppy. And by the way, because I have 5 of them, and that I feel like they're my kids too. So I get that. I get it. Anyway, I like seeing that side of her. It's funny. We've seen her so soft that when she reacted to the book, It was interesting to see the old Drita. I don't give an F what you... It was like, oh, that's the Drita I remember.
Yeah, she's trying to be in control of all that, but you can't change. You just can't. People are who they are.
I think ultimately, and I guess this is probably a special segment. It's not for now, but I think ultimately maybe this show's helping them with their lives. I mean, certainly helping them financially. They're probably not beholden to corrupt men anymore to make their money. But hopefully it's not making them bigger monsters. Hopefully it's showing them another way of life.
I mean, I can't imagine what Drita would be doing if she divorced Lee. Then what? I mean, this is giving
marry
her a
another
platform.
guy. Marry another guy. I mean, or work. Do whatever.
I think Drita will find a man later in life.
Yeah.
I think she's good on her own. I think she's a lot to handle on her own. She knows it, and she's just living her life her way. But I think she'll settle down.
She's so fun.
She is.
She is a lot of fun. I mean, they all are. But I always, it's funny. I've had more opportunities. I've worked with big stars. I've had more opportunities to meet stars. And why do I just like these guys and the people from the Jersey Shore. Yeah, no, I'd love to. They're the ones that funny. I love them. Okay, before we go to commercial, real quick, I can't believe we haven't talked about already.
I know.
Big Angie's Christmas party.
9-bedroom house, the sister's house, Janine, right?
Janine, amazing.
Pretty house.
Gorgeous house.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to see Big Ange holding court. So happy you're not going to ruin Christmas.
No, she had the nephew running around shirtless.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
And once again, Renee, happy, positive, taking pictures with people. One little sidebar with Drita, but then I was like, okay, let's get it out of the way.
Yep.
We want to have fun. We don't want. She really didn't want to ruin it, and I wonder if they wouldn't want the trouble with Big Ange. I wonder if they. Do you think any side of them doesn't have the guts to disrupt a Big Ange party?
Oh, just the party, you mean? I mean, I don't think anyone's going to mess with her, but in general, in the party, no, it's someone else's house, first of all.
Right.
I mean,
but that wouldn't stop them in the past.
That's true.
But it's Big Ange's sister.
Yeah. I mean, they usually throw it down at a restaurant, a booth,
right.
a rooftop.
Right.
But, I mean, I'm not sure about someone else, like maybe so Big Ange's house, but not. I don't think the sisters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm wondering, is that why they were extra nice? Is that why nothing came out, or is it because there's just a big love fest going on during this whole time period?
Yeah, I think it was because it was family, Big Ange's family too. There's a big thing about respect there.
They wouldn't. Like I said, they think she's the matriarch. Mm-hmm. Interesting. But I know in news and gossip we get a little more into Janine, yes. And we have some big news on Big Ange.
Oh yes.
So stay with us. We'll go to commercial and then we'll be right back.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Come on, Marissa, roll that news stuff in, baby.
Here we go.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so this week we saw Karen Gravano for her book party, the launch. She was sending out copies to Ramona and all over the place. But she's currently on her book tour. She in Florida. NBC6 Miami reports that she gave a quote regarding what she's going to be doing next. She's definitely not stopping with this book. She says, quote, "I would love to write another book. I truly enjoyed this whole process, and I'm hoping to develop the book into a movie. I'm currently in talks right now. Also, I've owned a day spa for many years in Arizona where I was developing my own skincare line. My brother has been a chef for many years, and he cooked at our family restaurant back in the day. Now we're talking about opening a new restaurant in Arizona, and he is developing our own line of Italian sausage from old family recipes.
Wow. So no stopping her. So she's okay. I think the movie, even if it's a Lifetime TV movie, will definitely get produced.
Yep.
I think the fact that Jen, and hopefully she'll work with Jen, the fact that Jen's also developing movies and things like that,
she's also
and the fact that the Weinstein Company is who does this show. So she's got quick ends to make that happen.
Yeah, she's all set with
The
that.
day spa, it's usually that's what they do. It's always the food, it's skincare, it's all that stuff. And you know what? By the way, she does have nice skin. Do you notice she has very nice skin? And why wouldn't a restaurant in Arizona do well? But man, it's gonna get backlash because this profiting off of what
That's
think of the
first thing I thought of.
Well, you think of these, you think of the families, and let's say it's your dad that was killed or your mom, and think of families how destroyed they were by this.
Yeah, and she's celebrating.
And it just looks like it's being put in their face. So, but anyway, I think she's as far as making money in business, she's doing the right thing.
Yeah. All right, then moving on. Reality T and RealityAir.com sent out the press release for Big Ange. I guess that's the working title right now for the new
that's
show.
all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need. All you need.
So according to the VH1 press release, they say, quote, Big Ange will give viewers a glimpse into the life of one of reality TV's most over-the-top and lovable characters. We'll tag along as she hangs out with her family and friends, spends time at her increasingly popular Staten Island bar, The Drunken Monkey, and even hangs out with the Wise Guys. And yes, her longtime friends from the original Mob Wives series will visit from time to time, as well as her lovable canine sidekick, Little Louie.
Okay.
The Pomeranian.
So, I have, as you can imagine, lots to say on this. And some facts as well. So I know people at VH1, and they're very super excited about this. But I also bumped into a couple of people from the production company that produces this show just about 3 days ago. And they said that they think that Big Ange, in her world, blows away Mob Wives. Blows away. Because I said to them, are you guys going to do this in a half hour the way that Pauly D's a half hour and Jersey Shore's an hour? So maybe it's like heavy drama with Mob Wives, and then maybe just a fun little half hour Big Ange. They said, absolutely not. It's 1 hour. She said, this lady is an amazing businesswoman. She said they said the Drunken Monkey is a franchise. Very successful. And then the fact that something's up with her two brothers. We got someone had changed the subject. It was one of these things that was at a business meeting for something else, and we were talking before the meeting got started, and then it went off. But there's something about both her brothers, that's real big.
So there will be drama. It's not just going to be her walking
Oh
around.
yeah, they said just she's the most amazing. That's what they said, not just in terms of lightheartedness. No, they said she's the most layered, and they feel like she's a bigger show than Mob Wives.
Wow. Well, VH1 is making a good decision. They've got this franchise. They got these women now.
Well, they came out of the gate strong with that Rock of Love stuff, and then when they had, was it Love or Money or one of them where
the Flavor of Love.
Well, no, where that kid went out and
I Love Money.
He ended up. Megan Wants a Millionaire or whatever. He won that show, which they didn't air, and then afterwards he went and killed his wife. He went and killed his wife and killed himself, and it just buried everything. It just ground it all to a halt, and so slowly they've been rebuilding. It's nice. It's good to see because the shows have always been fun. I mean, I love the Rock of Love shows. I loved all of them. The Flavor of Love. All of them. So yeah, I think this is going to bode well for them and for Big Ange. And God, who doesn't love Big Ange?
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
All right. Also, RealityAir.com gave out an article also regarding Big Ange's sister Janine. Apparently, she is really close and protective of her sister, and she runs a boutique on Staten Island.
Yes, and we've seen the boutique in a couple of episodes of Mob Wives, and looking at that house, it seems like I don't think the little boutique supports the house. I think the little boutique feels to me like the one the rich husband lets you open for fun. So I think the husband, I don't know what he does. I was trying to look into it. I don't have any information yet. But I think he's the breadwinner that gets in that palatial estate. And they say with Janine, she's helps a lot of people in the community, does a lot of charity work. I guess a lot of the poor kids that don't have privilege, she is happy to write the check for them. her house is kind of headquarters in the neighborhood to all the kids. I mean, that's what I was getting out of this interview with realityair.com. And she'll be prominent on the Big Ann show as well. And she did say when people like kind of make fun of the sister or whatever, that's where her fangs come out in the claws.
Oh, wow.
She's like, even though they're very different in how they are and how they operate, she's, like typical Italian, like, yeah, don't mess with my sister.
Yeah. Even they came out of that lifestyle, but they're both two really good people.
It's crazy, I know.
Good
Isn't it?
them,
I really like Big Ange.
Me too. I like the outfits.
Yeah, everything. And she's just happy and positive. She just wants to have fun, and what a great spirit. And I and this is not really a Mob Wives after show kind of topic, but it is that spirit that just leads to success and so many good things. I mean, you can have success by being a miserable troll, and there's people who do it. But man, just at a party last night, and there was a couple people there. There was one guy who was a billionaire, and that one was close. And you could just so happy and charismatic and fun, and you see that with her and her little microcosm, but it breeds success. It just doesn't seem like she lets it get her down.
And we don't have many people like her on reality TV that are like an older woman that's kind of been there. That's that's not there to amp
and is
things
calm
up.
And is not like just psychotic for more fame and more money and control. Like, no, she's great, and
great.
I'm excited for the future. So
absolutely, I'll be tuning in to Big Ange, of course.
Of course. Oh, we're doing the after show. Yeah, without a doubt.
Good.
Is that all we have?
That's all we have for news and gossip.
And that is our news and gossip for AfterBuzz TV Mob Wives, Season 2, Episode 4.
15.
And now,
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Speaking of Big Ange, she's getting some surgery. And again, it looks like when that's the prediction, it looks like we're gonna have a light episode again.
It looks like it, yeah. There's no one rolling.
And by the way, most of these shows are 12 episodes. This is, now this is 15 episodes. And by the way, is next week the finale?
Actually, I looked it up on Wikipedia. I believe it goes to 19 because there's a 2-part reunion. They've got these reunions now in different parts. So it's going to go on. I think it's a few more weeks. But I mean, it's wrapping up. I don't know. Can you feel it?
So
I feel like it's wrapping up.
Yeah, I feel it is too.
Bit.
But also like you don't. That means 17 episodes. A network show is 22.
Yeah.
So 17, and then you consider the 2 reunions, which I would consider episodes.
Yeah.
19. That's crazy. Yeah, so VH1 got their money out of this show.
Well, it's still the #1 show on VH1, correct?
I would think so.
Yeah. So they're not stupid. They got it on. But yeah, I mean, it's been on since New Year's Day.
It's crazy. But even still, we can say they're not stupid or whatever, but other shows have this. They usually can't get these numbers out of it. Or if they do, like we noticed with last season of Jersey Shore, is they stretched it out so much that they would it could have been done in 8 episodes. Instead it was 16. It was 8 in Italy and 8 in Jersey. And it just felt like they just were reaching and reaching and reaching.
I know what you mean.
Because, and with that, they were only together such a short amount of time. Whereas this, we're capturing them over this period of time. Because I remember speaking to somebody, they had wanted Maria to do something with them. I don't know, it was a few months ago. And we couldn't work it out schedule-wise. Maria's a fan of the show as well. But they were still filming. They were still taping the show. So that was back, obviously, it probably was around the holidays. But so it just shows you, how much they're giving us, like, as fans.
Yeah,
so,
great.
Because, but I do hope, that being said, next week, so Angie's surgery, Drita's doing a rap video.
Rapping about knocking teeth out. Here we go.
I mean, I thought she'd be in a video with a bikini, be sexy, but then she is, but then she's rapping. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
And Renee says all she wants is peace, which she says every week. And one thing I noticed that they always say too is, I'm all done with this bullshit. Well, how many times can they all be done?
Yeah, you got a few more episodes. You're not done yet.
Yeah, right? So I think, anyway, I feel it'll be a lighter episode. But I do hope that we don't crawl to the finish line. I want to end on a bang so we can come back fresh next year. So I hope they're not being greedy. But right now, I'm happy.
I'd even accept a mini cliffhanger. I mean, it's been such a dramatic season. You have to end it with
something. But I'm afraid, where are we going to go? And so I'm nervous I'm hoping if it's 15, 16, 17, I just hope that we don't crawl to the finish line. I want to finish strong. and come back strong next year. I hope they just don't get greedy and try to get 3 more nights of ratings at the, compromising the show.
Exactly. I agree.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. And wait, how do we find you on Twitter?
Grant Michael R on Twitter. It's pretty dead, so follow me, please.
At Grant Michael R.
Yep.
You know what? See, that's easy. We have people here who are like, at Keven Delicious 67421.5.
No numbers, please.
Square root of 7. No.
Yeah.
At Undergaro for me. At Undergaro for me. And that's it. Marissa, thank you so much. Thank you, AfterBuzz. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.